Hey, Dan here. Welcome to this short little dive into the path of breath mastery. You know, the path of breath mastery is really about mastering your mind, mastering your body, and mastering your emotions. And the one thing I've learned that it's impossible to master your body, your mind, and your emotions without mastering your breath. And it's impossible to master your breath without forcing yourself to master your mind, your body, and your emotions. So let's begin. And we're going to begin. Let me introduce to you what I call my formula for transformation. And I've learned this over the last 50 years of teaching breath work that whenever anyone experiences a huge leap in their growth, a profound or deep healing, or a major shift or transformation, that one of three things was in play, and bringing them all together pretty much guarantees it. So, one of them is awareness. If you heal or you grow, it's because you've expanded your awareness. Even if I'm talking about heart surgery, where I'm just going to surrender to a heart surgeon, he's going to fix me. I had to be aware that there was such a process and a procedure, a surgery, and there was a doctor who could do it. So awareness is the key. Whenever we change our awareness, expand our awareness, shift our consciousness, something in us changes when you look at something in a different way, when you perceive it in a different way. So, this work, everything begins on the level of consciousness. This had to be an idea in someone's head before it could become a thing that we see in the world. Everything begins with awareness. That's the first ingredient in the formula. And so it's the consciousness factor, and the message is wake up. Like the Buddha, when they asked the Buddha, what happened to you? He said, well, I was sleeping and I just woke up. So the first ingredient in the formula is awareness. It's the consciousness factor. And the message is wake up. There's so much happening inside of you, and there's so much happening around us, and we need to wake up to it. And our life needs to be about continuously waking up more and more until we've awakened to our full potential. Does that make sense? The second ingredient in the formula is relaxation, and it's what I call the release factor. And the message is let go. Back to that original thing I said, that whenever you take a huge leap in your growth or you experience a profound healing or transformation, it's because you let go. You let go of what you were thinking. You let go of a way you were looking at the world. You let go of a habit. You let go of a pattern. There's a path of surrender, of letting go. Right? And the third ingredient in the formula is breathing. It's the energy factor. And the message is take charge. So awareness, relaxation, and breathing. Now, if you can bring these three things together, we're going to start with breath awareness. Start with the tip of your nose. And I want you to take all your attention, all of your energy, and focus it just on the tip of your nose. And as you breathe in and out, observe those details just at the tip of the nose. You have to be total. That's one of the principles: totality and passion and enthusiasm. No one has ever invented, discovered, or experienced anything truly remarkable and great without passion or enthusiasm, right? And without that principle of totality, you have to want something with your whole heart, mind, body, soul. Think of that mad professor, the mad scientist who locks himself in his laboratory and he's working on his experiments, and he forgets to sleep. He doesn't eat, and he certainly doesn't go out to the street and have blah blah conversations. It would throw him out of the zone. Or think of that wild, passionate artist who locks himself or herself in her studio, and she's compelled, and there's energy pouring through her, and she's lost in that process. So that kind of totality, that's what we need to bring to bear when we practice breath work. Relaxation, the path of surrender, the path of letting go and letting God, the path of selfless service. This is a tried and true path to liberation, enlightenment, self-realization. Many people before us have used the path of surrender, the path of letting go. Let go of your ego. Let go of how you look at the world. Let go of old habits, old patterns, outdated beliefs. Letting go is a way to reach this place, to this experience. Just as when I say awareness, in the first ingredient in the formula, I'm talking, call it meditative awareness. It's not analyzing, it's not thinking, it's not judging, it's comparing. It's the essence of the Buddha. It's being the witness, developing this capacity in ourselves for pure awareness. So we have awareness, it's the consciousness factor, and the message is wake up. Relaxation, it's the release factor, and the message is let go. Right? So we start with awareness, tip of the nose, and you breathe in and out and notice the details and the subtle sensations. You don't have to breathe in any special way. Or you could breathe faster or breathe longer to light up the sensations, make them easier to feel. But what are those sensations at the very tip of the nose? You might notice that the air is a little warmer coming in. I'm sorry, it's a little cooler coming in and a little warmer going out. A little detail. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for details in the breathing that you've never observed before. One of my teachers said that there are points in the breathing that we've never observed. And those points are like a doorway, like a key to new consciousness and new reality, but they're very subtle. Right? Now I want you to take your awareness deeper into your nasal passages, let's say the bridge of the nose, and I want you to plant your attention there and sense the breath from this touch point deeper into your nasal passages. And again, you're looking for details. This is moment to moment, real time, Zen like focus on the present moment and the sensations of the breath, first at the tip of the nose and then the bridge of the nose. And now bring your awareness to this third touch point, to your sinuses and your skull. Most people don't give their sinuses any attention until and unless they're stuffed up, and then they get all your attention. So we're being proactive. Focus your attention on your sinuses and your skull when you breathe, and observe and experience the breath from that vantage point. Here, you might encounter the light phenomenon in the breath. You might see sparkles or light phenomenon of some kind. But there's actual sensations as the air passes through the sinuses. There are structures in the sinuses that cause the air to spiral. Why would nature want the air to be spiraling when it entered our lungs? Can't be a coincidence. Can't be an accident. So sense the breath from the vantage point of your sinuses and your skull. And next, come around to your throat. And feel the breath as it passes through your throat. Tune into the sensations in your throat as you breathe in and out. And here I would invite you to yawn. I want you to activate the yawning reflex. And breathe in and out while you yawn. Notice that when you yawn, your throat opens. You don't want to hear this scratchy friction sound. It's a scratchy friction sound. You want to open and soften your throat so it's like a stovepipe. The yawn will do that for you. Activate the yawning reflex. Notice how your state is already changing. You're starting to experience energy in your body, some interesting feelings and sensations and reactions in your system. Now I want you to bring your attention down to your collarbones here, and you might even put your fingers on your collarbones, and use your breath to loosen and soften and open these areas in your collarbones. These are little tiny lung spaces, up at the cone-shaped lungs, up in the apex of the lungs. These are little tiny air spaces. But they're very important because a lot of early memories, childlike feelings and emotions live here and are stored here. And when you breathe here, you activate these memories that are stored in the body and energies that are stored. And the throat is so important. When you relax your throat, you need to relax your jaw. And you need to relax the facial muscles. Remember that second ingredient in the formula. We're starting to apply them. Yeah? When you get into the collarbones, you are experiencing the breath in the form of movement. And it should be supple and subtle and open and easy. And now bring your attention to your heart space. And as soon as you are aware of breathing into your heart center, you should feel the breath wants to open and expand. You've literally just gone through a bottleneck. And now the breath itself has an opportunity to really open and expand. Help that expansion. Feel it side to side, front to back, top to bottom. And exaggerate it and sense the breath. Sense the breath from your chest area. Feel that expansion side to side, top to bottom, and front to back. And invite the breath to be more expansive. Imagine you're a little person living in your heart, and you could push on the roof, push on the walls, push on the floor. With every breath, you're literally opening your heart. You are awakening heart intelligence. You're not trying to move through the world just with your mind intelligence. You're awakening heart intelligence to support you. And now I want you to focus down here in your lower ribs and really notice a side-to-side expansion. You might put your hands on your lower ribs, on those floating ribs. And as you breathe, deliberately create some side-to-side expansion. And remember to breathe into your back. Half of your lungs are in your back. Don't just puff your chest out when you breathe. Create a hollow under your armpits. Breathe into your back. And invite that full expansion. And then bring your attention down to your upper abdomen. And feel the movement of the diaphragm. And bring your attention to your lower belly. You need to get the breath all the way down to the floor of your pelvis. So it's almost like a spear piercing the floor of your pelvis. The inhale creates a bulge in your perineum. And then when you exhale, you pull up. So this up and down pumping movement in the lower belly and the floor of the pelvis. And so now look at all these places that you've awakened. Tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, sinuses and skull, throat, under the collarbones, heart area, lower ribs, upper abdomen, lower belly, floor of the pelvis. And when you breathe, you want to experience the breath from all of these touch points. You've expanded your awareness of the breath, and you are experiencing the breath from all these places at the same time. This is an art, it's a practice. And then what you're going to notice is you are beginning to infuse every cell with breath energy. We're into the third ingredient. I'm jumping to breathing energy and not just air. Anyone can huff and puff and breathe a lot of air, but can you breathe the prana, the chi, the ki, the spirit, the life force, ruach, neshemet, the breath within the breath? This takes a combination of awareness and relaxation in order to hack in and begin to develop this ability to breathe energy and not just air. And now I want you to take this awareness practice beyond the breathing mechanism, beyond the breathing cavity, and start to sense the breath from the tips of your fingers. Sense the breath in the soles of your feet. And send the breath to every cell of your body. Infuse every cell of your body, every bone, every organ, every joint, every muscle, every part of your body. You're breathing into it. Full body breathing with full body awareness. That's the first ingredient in the formula. The second is we want to dive deeper into relaxation, because it's not a matter of being relaxed or not relaxed. There are levels of relaxation. There are dimensions of relaxation. How quickly can you relax? How totally can you relax? How deeply can you relax? In the face of what situations and circumstances can you relax? This is developing the skill of relaxation, taking it to a profound level. You want to learn to relax more quickly, more deeply, and more totally. Not just relax some parts and other parts. So let's do a little meditation, an exercise on pure relaxation. Start with around your eyes and your forehead, and deliberately relax your forehead and around your eyes, and relax your facial muscles, and start to use every breath to do it. So we use a sigh of relief. We engage the exhale. And when you release the breath, release the muscles around your eyes. Relax your forehead. Take another breath. Release your facial muscles, your jaw. Every time you let the breath go, focus on a muscle group, a joint, a collection of joints. And when you release the breath, release that muscle, that joint, that area. And relax quickly and completely, not slowly, not gradually. That's another skill. You want to snap the exhale loose. Because when you're in pain, you don't want a long process to get out of pain. You want to get out of it immediately. So develop this ability to snap your exhale loose, to let go and release the breath quickly and completely. Not this way. You don't blow, you don't push, you're not relaxing. And don't relax slowly. This is actually a good exercise, but it's a different one. In the beginning, you want to snap the exhale loose. Let go completely. And then focus on the jaw and the throat and the neck and the shoulders. And when you breathe into those places, bring awareness and breath. And then when you snap the exhale loose, release your jaw, release your shoulders. And focus on the muscles between the ribs. When you inhale, feel them stretch as pleasurable sensations. And then when you exhale, let the whole chest release at once. Don't do this. It's not synchronized. You release the body along with the breath. And then go down to the belly. Breathe into your belly. And then when you release the exhale, release your belly. And do that with your hands, your arms, your legs. Move through the body using every breath to release and relax a particular part. And then after a while, your whole body is involved. And with every breath, you're breathing into your whole body. And relaxing your entire body. This is a skill. This is a practice. You're going to get better and better at it as you go. And now we're into the breathing part. So we got the first part of the formula, awareness, the consciousness factor, and keep waking up to different parts and places and feelings and sensations and muscles and organs. You need to be able to breathe into your kidneys, breathe into your heart, breathe into your liver, breathe into your adrenal glands, breathe into the hands, breathe into the soles of your feet, breathe into your limbs. Do you know when you breathe in, when you fill your lungs with air, you are flooding them with blood? This is happening all the time. And you can begin to feel that. When you inhale, the action of the breathing in the chest and the diaphragm draws blood from your limbs into your core. And when you exhale, the function, the dynamic movement of the diaphragm and the change in pressure in your chest pushes that blood back out into your limbs. That's happening with every breath. See if you can begin to feel it, notice it, experience it. It's a beautiful feeling to fill your lungs with air. And as you breathe in slowly, you can actually begin to feel the blood being drawn from your extremities into your core. That's happening all the time, and it's something that you can wake up to. It's a beautiful feeling, beautiful experience. The pumping of blood into the core and back out to the limbs with every inhale and every exhale. And now we want to take this practice a little more subtle. Imagine every lung in your every cell in your body is a lung. And when your lungs expand, every cell by themselves expands and relaxes. So you start to give yourself this full body experience of breathing. One of the skills is you need to learn to lengthen your exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Gradually train yourself so that you can lengthen your inhale, prolong your inhale. And by prolonging your inhale, you really get a chance to tune in moment to moment of the opening and expanding that's happening in your body because of the breath. And then the whole body releases. And you also want to breathe into this little bubble around your body, your aura, your energy body. That's expanding and relaxing with every breath you take. And guess what? The entire universe is expanding and relaxing with every breath because you are the center of your universe. You know, they say a few billion years ago there was a big bang and the universe has been expanding ever since. Someday there's going to be a big crunch and we're going to resume. So existence itself is breathing. The universe itself is breathing. So turn breathing into a cosmic experience. Turn it into lovemaking. You got to bring passion, enthusiasm to unlock the power and the potential of breath. Put your whole heart into every breath. Put your mind into every breath. Put your whole body into every breath. And then start to use movement to express what's happening when you breathe. Right? Life is making love to you with every breath. You need to be making love to your life with every breath. Life is making love to your body with every breath. You want to be making love to life with your body. So use sound, use movement, use expression, use emotion, use visualization. Repeat affirmation or a power statement with every breath. These are all of the levels of breath work, combining breathing with visualization. Imagine a beautiful color light. You're filling yourself with golden light or blue or whatever your favorite color is. Visualization, imagery. Combine that with your breathing to unlock the power and the potential of the breath. Movement. Do something with your hands and your arms that is expressing and reflecting what's happening with your energy, right? Sound. Make wind noises. Make ocean noises. Hum. Ooh. Ah. You make sounds to express and reflect the relaxation, the passion, the aliveness, the strength, the courage, the determination. It's that principle of totality. If you want to be peaceful, invent a breath of peace. If you want to be joyful, invent the breath of joy. You do this. This is creative. It's creativity. How about a breath of courage, of determination? Pick an emotional quality. What kind of energy do you want to fill yourself with? What kind of energy do you want to put out into the world? Be total, be passionate, be like a child. Learn to use your breath to create. Follow Nike's advice. Just do it. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a technique. This is the simplest things in life are always the most powerful. The most basic things in life are always the most powerful. And what's more simple and basic than breathing? And there lies the power. It's been waiting for you to wake up to it. The breath is alive. The breath is intelligent. The breath is the life force. Look at the word inspiration, expiration, respiration. And what's the root of those words? Spirit. It's not an accident. Somehow through the breath, we can tap into our spirit, this infinite, eternal spirit that can overpower a nuclear weapon. Spirit is not going to kick our door in. We have to Invite it. And so with every breath, I want you to think about what kind of energy you want to fill yourself with, what kind of energy you want to send out into the world. What do you want to be a channel of? What kind of energy do you want to be the doorway, the gate through which it enters the world? And when you're doing breathwork practice, try to let your borders and boundaries dissolve. Try to let your ego, when the breath comes into you, it's not coming into you, it's coming into your body. Keep a perspective. Who am I? I am not my body. I am not my mind. I am not my emotions. And for the final little tip in your practice, I want you to apply this principle. Make breathing equal feeling and make feeling equal breathing. So if I want to feel, for example, the palms of my hand, I'm going to breathe into the palm of my hand. And I might even begin to feel heat because wherever consciousness goes, energy flows. And when you work with your breath, you are working with your consciousness and your energy. You've got a handle on the two most powerful, essential aspects of your being, consciousness and energy. And you are the one who chooses what to think, what to focus on, and how to use your energy. And I want you to start to practice and play with your breath, deliberately using it to become more conscious, more relaxed, more energized, more alive, more present. Another principle is rhythm. Apply this principle of rhythm. We have sound, we have visualization, we have movement, we have affirmations, power statements, and this principle of rhythm. And the other principle is circular connected breathing, where the inhale merges with the exhale merges with the inhale, and it's a continuous connected breathing rhythm. Now and then you inject a big sigh of relief. So the final little exercise I want you to take in is called 20 connected breaths. 4 short breaths, 1 long, 4 short, 1 long, 4 short, 1 long. 20 breaths all together, and it's done like this. 20 connected breaths. It's exactly what it sounds like. Meditate a little bit, do the 20 connected breaths, and then meditate again and see what changed in your energy. See what happened. We're just beginning. I hope you've learned enough right now to be able to put into play the art and the science of breath work, the power and the potential of breath work, and start to use your breath, the God-given spirit of life that flows through you in every moment, and begin to appropriate it, partner with it, work with it, play with it, and see how you can up-level your life. And you can also begin to serve the people around you, and then your presence becomes a force in the world more powerful than what you say or what you do. I hope you practice, and I hope I get a chance to meet you in person someday. Good luck in your practice. Yeah.